So something that's never happened before is I've lost some film data, so we're going to try this one again. But as you can see, I got a rim over there, and I got a rim over there, and I got a couple rims back there because I've been working on cleaning some rims, and that's why you clicked on this video. So let me show you what I got. So if you clicked on this video, you want to know how to fix curb rash on your wheels and how to polish them out. The problem is I've already filmed all the curb rash that was on the wheels to show everybody how bad it was, and I actually done the two worst ones already. And then when transferring all the film so I could edit the video, because I've shot this video entirely already, I lost everything, corrupted the SD card on my tablet. I've never had this happen before. So I still want to show you guys the process. I got one left that hasn't been done that I can show you the curb rash on, and everything else is in mid-process or finished. So through the help of movie magic, I'm going to show the comparison first, because I've got one that hasn't been touched yet and two that are done. But then we're going to walk through the process of what it takes to do this. And the first step is going to be to strip the original clear coat off the wheel and then move on to fixing the curb rash. So without further ado, let's go fix a wheel. So we are out here on a nice shiny day at the end of February. It's not too bad, but you can still see there's snow out there if the light's not blinding you guys. And so we've got two wheels on the ground. Now this one is a mid-process wheel. I'm having problems sanding this out, and I'll show you why. This one has not been touched yet. You can see the curb rash, and this was actually not the best one, but it was not the worst one. See, there's not too much on this side, but the two worst ones, I've done them already, and I had video and I don't have it no more. So this is what we got, but that's still pretty bad. So we're going to strip this down, and then I've got a comparison of two different strippers I want to show you, because see, I've still got some stuff that won't quite come off this, and I was sanding it down off this, but I'm really tired of sanding it because it's hard to sand. I'm going to try and strip it again, and I'm going to show you why I'm going to do this a little different here. So let me get set up. Okay, so the clean strip, right? And so when you spray it on, and it works good, but when you spray it on, it goes on, but it doesn't really like foam up or kind of stay consistent, and it'll run off, and it doesn't like stay on the surface. And I'm going to go ahead and use this for the first coat on this one, trying to get it started. But I found out I think I left the Rust-Oleum one better, and I'm going to show you why here in a minute. You just want to basically just put a nice layer on everything, and you want to let that sit for 20 minutes. Now I'm going to show you on the other wheel over there how the Rust-Oleum acts. Okay, so the Rust-Oleum, it actually acts like more of a foam. And you've got to keep this thing warm. I've actually let it get cold and it's acting up on me. I warmed it up inside a little bit, but it acts like more of a foam, and it kind of sits on there and it doesn't run off. So it's more finicky when it comes to temperature and being shook up and stuff. But if you can get it, of course it's cold outside today and that's not helping matters any. But the Rust-Oleum definitely clings on a little bit better, and I think it works better. But you need to do it on a warmer day if you can. So you can see how it's clinging there. So I'm gonna get some of the other parts of this wheel touched up, and then we'll come back over to this wheel in a little bit, and I'll show you how the factory clear will come off of that. Okay, so I don't know if you can see on camera, but it looks like some of it's bubbling up. So you're going to take a plastic scraper, not a metal one, because you'll gouge it, unless you're planning on sanding down, filling in, and painting. But if you're planning on polishing, you'll use a plastic scraper, and you can watch it just scrape the clear coat. Oh, there went a bunch of it. Scrape it clear down to the bare aluminum, See that right there? See that pile? That is clear. I'm gonna add some more to it there. So I'm just gonna go around through this rim and I'm scraping all the clear coat off with this plastic scraper. And if there's any place where some hangs on, we'll have to come back and hit it again later. But just gonna scrape all the clear coat off. I see here on the outside, that might have to get hit again. There's some little bits of it that's wanting to hang on there. You know, like right here on the outside close to the edge. That'll have to be hit again. And some of that. See, there's little bits of it there. And you think, well, you know, I can sand through that. That clear coat for some reason does not like being sanded, so I'll have to hit that again. So I'm going to go around getting the most of it off. That'll come off this go around. And then I'll hit it with some chemical again and give it another little bit for that stuff to peel up. And then once you do that, you'll be down to bare aluminum. So I'll show you that when we get there. So I've got the rim in here. Use water to finish cleaning it off. There's still some stuff on there in little places, but the sandpaper will bring it off. And right here is my worst area of curb rash right here. Now, you can hand sand this down. I bought a little rotary kit for a drill. This is 2000 grit sandpaper right here. And so I'm going to take this and just work that down some. And I may need to go up in grit, I may need to go down in grit at some point in time, but I don't want to take any more than what I have to. But I want to make sure, look at that, see I'm already smoothing a lot of that out. So, I don't want to stay in one spot neither. So I'm just going to work my way back and forth in that area. And I'm going to work rotating around the edge of the rim until I can get all that sanded down with this 2000 grit. Alright, so looking around, I've still got some like clear coat, which I'm going to hand sand, but there's no more curb rash. I've got the curb rash all the way around it done. You can see it's dulled, and I got circular scratches in it, because we're going to have to hand sand this anyways. But I ended up going with 800 grit, because it got the job done the best, without taking forever. Because I got down to 1500 grit, and that wasn't going to happen. We're going to move up in grit and sandpaper to get this finish we want. But now all the curb rash is gone all the way around. So now it's on to the hand sanding part, which is always a good time. Okay, so we've got most of the clear coat off this. There's still some. So now the next part about this is we went around and we've cleaned up the curb rash to where it's gone. You can see where we've hit with some of the brush for the drill. So now we got to hand sand the whole thing to make sure all the clear coat's off of it. We're going to blend in any of the scratches here and try and smooth them out. I've got some 1500 grit, which is used. I've used it on the other ones, right? And so now you're just going to sit here and you're going to sand all this out. And as you sand this, you'll notice that I am actually dulling up the shine, which you're thinking, well, that's, you know, kind of not really what we're after. Yeah, it is too. You're going to dull up that shine, but you're going to get you a good smooth surface with this sandpaper, and you're going to make sure all the clear coat's gone off of it. And this 1500 grit, and of course this is worn 1500 grit, which is good, and we're going to wet sand it. And you got to make sure you get the sandpaper that allows you to be able to wet sand. Because there's some of it, if it's not that kind of paper, it'll just fall apart. So I can't even open it up wearing these gloves. The water's got it held together. See that it says wet or dry? So this is wet sandpaper. So I'm just going to sand this down, and I'm going to sand the whole thing down and blend everything in as much as I can. I'm going to get every nook, every cranny, every side of this, and I'm going to hand sand this whole rim. Now yes, this takes time and this is kind of a pain. This is absolutely necessary to get this done. And of course I'm going to clean the inside of the rim on the back side of it, pop the weights off of it, and then once I get done sanding everything, I'm going to wash it down with soapy water. But once we got it sanded to where we want it at, and we wash it down with soapy water, then we're going to polish this thing. So I've got a lot of hand sanding to do yeah, so I'll get back with you later. Okay, so after it's washed, and I've hand dried this with some cloth. It's still a little damp, but it won't hurt nothing. I'm going to use some of this here. This is just stuff we had in the cabin. This is Wicked Products metal polish. And so I'm going to just put some on some of the places here, string it along through there. It really don't take a lot, and you really don't want to get too much on there because it'll just sling it everywhere. So I'll just run a string across all these spokes and something like that. And so I'm going to come here and I'm going to dab it up so it's not in big. I'm going to get some on the cone I'm using. This is a polishing tool I got off Amazon. I don't remember what the package was or what the brand name was, but it's easy enough to find. It's a cone polisher, and it goes in the end of your drill. And this right here spins on, so you can hold it by this as you polish. And this cone, you can compress it, stick it down in places, so it makes it nice. I suggest at this point using a corded drill. A cordless drill is fine for doing some of the sanding stuff, but this polishing is going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take a lot of power. So you really having a corded drill is going to be better. So let's see what happens here. Alright, so I've got a little boy watching what these results are going to be, because I kind of have an idea because I've done the other ones. So now I'm going to take this flannel wheel. This stuff is relatively dry now, and I may have to polish again after this. I'm basically trying to see where I'm at. So I'm going to take my flannel wheel. Okay, so I've got it polished and wiped down to where I'm pretty well happy. So now the polish that I'm using has got silicone in it. Now we do not want that under the clear coat. Plus we want to prep the surface for paint so the paint will bond to it well. I've got some acetone here, and I'm going to take one of these shop towels. These aren't your regular blue shop towels. These are the ones that are supposed to act more like a fabric, like a cloth. But I'm going to take and wipe down every nook and cranny. And it's going to kind of mess up the shine a little bit, but I'm going to wipe down everything with acetone, right? And so then after that, I'm going to take a package of alcohol wipes that I got. Now, not like disinfectant wipes, but they're alcohol wipes. They're used for painting and that kind of stuff. And I'm going to wipe it down with alcohol wipes after that. And just to show you, you see the dirt on that rag? That was a clean rag when I started, so it's actually drawing some of the impurities back out of the metal that were from the polishing compound, along with maybe areas I missed when I was wiping it down. It's getting the silicone out of there, and basically making sure that we are going to be able to paint this, and the paint will stick when the time comes. So I'm gonna make sure this is wiped down with acetone real good. It's making my gloves a little gummy. So, I mean, that's gonna happen. It's basically paint thinner, but acetone's good for cleaning with. So, I'm gonna work my way around here where I can get all this wiped down. And then I'm gonna do the alcohol wipes. Oh, look, I got stuff all over my face. Happens when you're doing stuff. So, all right, I'll get back with you guys in a second. Okay, so I've wiped it down with the alcohol wipes. Then I took a clean piece of cut up sweatshirt, actually, right here. It was clean. It's got a little bit of stuff on it now, but it was clean. And I wiped down all the streaks and everything that the alcohol wipes left and try and get my shine back without the silicone. Then to make sure I didn't have any fuzz or anything, I took an air hose, like this one here, and I blew the rim off to make sure I didn't have any fuzz or anything. Now I've set it up. I've got a piece of board here that I didn't cut for this, but it was over in the other room. And so I'm gonna take my clear coat, and what I've got is I've got Rust-Oleum high heat ceramic coatings, 2,000 degrees. I really doubt that 2,000 degrees part. The reason I got this is because I wanted something that was a little higher temperature that would deal with like brake dust, anything off the road, you know, be hot, but usually like brake dust will kind of embed into a clear coat if you don't have a good clear coat. I figure this might relieve that. Plus, this was on clearance at Walmart. That might be the main reason why I done it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I've got it set up like this right here. And I'm gonna spray the inside of the rim because some of the stripper and stuff got down through the spokes. And I've also wiped down and took a scuff pad to the inside of the rim too. So we will start, and get me a good starting point here, figure out where I'm at. Okay. So I'm just gonna roll it. I'm just gonna get the inside of it. And I'll do this for a couple coats. Okay, so I've got a coat around the bottom on the inside. I've got it laid down its face. I grabbed a hold of the outside of the rim and set it down. So now, just gotta finish the outside. I'm gonna do this with some light coats. I'm gonna do the outer brim first, all the way around. And I'm gonna just very gently hit the spokes coming in. I'm not gonna spend too much time doing it because I wanna do it in light coats. That way I don't have any runs. This isn't going to be like a lot of your metal, painting metal, because you don't, everything's slick, it's shiny, it's a bare metal, it's been sanded down, it's been polished down, so a run can happen real easy like. So we'll leave that thin layer right there. I'll come back and do a few coats until I'm out of this can. Is what I'm going to do, or at least try and get 3 coats because that's what I've got on the other ones. And then we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so now I've got 2 of them done. So here's one of them. This has got like 3 coats of clear on it, which I think looks pretty good. Now, if you wanted a smoother finish, like more of a mirror finish, you could sand some more, but I didn't want it to be too much different because of the center caps I got. I want them to kind of match. I didn't want it to be, and I'll show you what I mean too much different, because over here, I've got the other one done. And I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. I'm hoping it's pretty easy to tell, but that one right there is the one I've been working on, and this one right here has not been touched yet. And if you look, this one's still got curb rash right through here, and then that one right there, ain't no curb rash on that anymore. So that right there is a done deal. Okay, so basically right now we're just waiting for that clear to dry. That project's done. I got 2 more of them over here done, so got 1 more left. So you guys seen the difference there, what it will look like from the start, not being touched, to finished. And I've got 3 of them that are about to be finished and 1 that's getting ready to be hand sanded. So that's it for this one. I'm gonna call it. Guys, thanks for watching. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate your viewership. And now that I can start moving my arm again, look here, I can get all the way out now. So now it's time to start moving on some bigger projects. And I think if you follow this channel for a while, you're gonna like what happens next. So we'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching.